Well guys, I want to do a little bit of video of this radio I've got here. It's Fidelity 1000. It's only just arrived, and I'm amazed at the condition. Let's put some power on. Put the power on it. It's in really nice condition. With the original microphone, and examining it closely, it looks like nobody's ever been inside it, because so many radios now, I mean, that you're dealing with stuff for 40 plus years, and they've always had somebody inside having a twiddle, tweaking a twiddle and messing about. But this one seems to be the exception. It's not had anybody in it as far as I can see, and we've got the original microphone. It's a very basic radio. You must have come across this one or seen the variations of it. It's a very, very basic radio. All you've got, volume and squelch and channel change. And some people would cruelly say that you don't need the channel change, because this one had a reputation in the 80s of being a bleed over box. So, you know, you could be on channel 1 with yours. Your neighbour 2 doors up could be on channel 40 if they had the same rig, and you could still talk to each other. Oh, yeah, they were bleed over boxes at the time, but then it was very, very different then. There were so many people on CB radio. It was absolutely heaving. I mean, everybody in the street had one. I think my nearest CB was next door but one. In my little bungalow estate, so it was absolutely chaotic. I say, this is it, very straightforward. The rear of it, it's so basic that the rear of it doesn't have anything. But it's got the legally required switch, which, you know, the switch which you had to have legally for high power and low power. That's all it had. The 2 holes here for the external speakers, for a PA speaker and an external speaker, have nothing, not connected. It actually had some kind of paper label hiding these, and the label has dropped off with age, and so it was as basic as they can get. But we'll put some power on it. We'll see what happens with the test equipment. So nobody's been in it. Switch is on. They are. Where are we? Channel 19. Nice little display. Channel 19. We've got it on the aerial now. I'll get the various leads. Normally, when I do these tests, I plug the external speaker and the cyanide meter and everything in to take readings. But I can't do this. Can't do those kind of tests with this one, because there's no speaker socket. So I'll actually have to wire the cyanide meter into it. But for the time being, we won't bother. We'll skip that test. Let's get the necessary cables. First of all, let's connect it to the frequency counter. Find the right lead for the frequency counter, and we'll connect that up. And I'll swing the camera around a bit so that we're pointing at the frequency counter, I think. Right, we'll connect that up and see what happens. Channel 20. Should be 2779125, so it's what? couple of hundred titles out, which is nothing at all. Nothing at all for a radio that's not been touched for 40 years. The power output is less than 3 watts, but I'm told that that is typical of these sets, that they rarely put out any more than 3 watts, and certainly didn't put out 4, so I've been told. So there we have it. Frequency is pretty much where it should be, and the power output is typical for one of these sets. So that's amazing for something that's not been touched. Let's have a look at the modulation now. Modulation, key up. Just check we're connected right, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hello, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 1, that's confusing that. You see, it's peaking very, very high, way up almost to 3, in fact 3, more than 3 sometimes. It's very, very peaky, isn't it? But when you start speaking, like you hold a note, when you hold a note, it's around about right, but it's got this weird peak that it flashes a bit high. So there we are. That's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Not strictly 100% legal, but fine. So let's just have a look. Oh, with the power, we said it was putting out about 3 watts. Let's see what it actually says on the meter on the radio. So that's a little bit naughty. When you key up, it's showing 4 watts, isn't it? Transmitting, it's showing 4 watts on the radio, but we know in reality, looking at the meter, my test meter, it's less than 3. But that's it. So now let's have a look at the sensitivity. See how the sensitivity is with the signal generator. But as I say, we cannot do the proper cyanide because there's nowhere for us to plug anything in. We'll connect it to the SIG Jenny. Let's see where we are now. Turn the noise down. That is reading a little bit. Oh no, that's pretty much spot on. That's an S9 signal. An S9 signal from the signal generator, and it's showing as S9. Turn the volume up, and we'll reduce the signal now. Now if you listen to that, that is as low as my signal generator will go. Minus 127 dBs. Minus 127 dBs, and it's still a good signal. So that is absolutely remarkable. I've gone as low as the signal generator can go, and it's still receiving it. So the sensitivity is absolutely mind-blowing. And not tremendously sensitive, which is probably why they had this reputation for bleed over boxes because they were so super sensitive that they would just pick everything up. That could work out to its advantage now because there's not that many CB people around, is there? I'll have to take it on the hilltops and try it out. So the deviation is acceptable. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange that it's peaking too high and then settling down. That's a bit weird. That's a bit naughty. But that must be the way it works. And it's putting out just under 3 watts. But that's it. That's how it arrived. Really, there doesn't seem to be much point in going inside it and tweaking and trying to twiddle it, because I'm told you will not get more than 3 watts out of one, whatever you do. So, what can you say? Super sensitive, power is right, deviation is right for this model. Just an amazing little radio.